Okay. The third point is definition of a secant and tangent to the circle. Definition of a secant and tangent to a circle with respect to circle. So generally we know that is the definition. If a line is passing through the circle, or if a line intersects the circle at two different points here P and Q, and consider the line L intersects the circle at Q and P also. So that the line which is passing through the circle, whereas if a line intersects the circle at two distant points is called secant. If suppose I can fix this point P just and move this line as a fixed P is a fixed point, the line can be moving like this through the path on this path. So if P can moving from here to just moving this path, the P is fixed point, just Q is moving to approach the P. The Q is approaching to P along with this path. So look at the second diagram. Is the original position. The point can be changed to up to here. It's a point Q1. Just Q is moving along the path of the arc. So Q is moving along the path of the arc. That point is suppose I am taking Q1 in this position. Here Q1, but P is fixed point here. P no change. Q only moving to approach the P point. In the next diagram, the Q2 I am taking here Q2. The P is approaching to P along this path, moving this path up to here. The P is no change in the same position, but Q will be changing to position to approach P. Okay, next one more diagram. P is the fixed point, is the original position of the secant. Now I am take the Q3 is the third point, Q3 like this. So the point Q is moving along this path to reach the point P. So try to reach the point P. The Q is moving along this path to try to reach the point P. From here that is point Q, Q3. And finally, suppose the point P is the original position of the secant P, Q. So if the point Q is approaching to just it is Q4 like this. So when the point P is coincide with Q, the point Q is coincide with P, the line there just touch the circle at only one point. That point is nothing but P and Q also in the same coincide. So that's why if a circle, the point P and coincide with Q, the line touch the circle at only that point. Here the line intersect 2 points. Here also the line intersect 2 points and P and Q1. Here the point intersect at 2 points Q2 and P. Here the points are very nearest to P, but 2 points there. Here also intersect the 2 points. Here also nearly closer to the point P. Q is nearly the P. So location is Q4. Q4 is nearest to P. But here also just a small difference is there. 2 points there. So here when the Q is approaching to P exactly, that is the P and Q both are coincide. Coincide means the line touch the circle at only one point. This line is called tangent. This line is called tangent. Okay. If a line intersects the 2 points of the circle, it is secant. If a line just touch the circle at only one point, that line is called tangent to the circle. So how to find how to derive the tangent means one point of the secant. If suppose here Q is moving to reach point P in this way along this path, ultimately position wise I can change the position Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5 like this. Suppose Q5. So when the second point is approaching to this point, to reach this point, the line also terminated line in the position like this. So that's why it is called tangent to the circle. It is called secant to the circle. This one also secant, all secants. Each line passing through 2 points, that is secant. If a line touches the circle at one point, that is a tangent. Okay, have you seen once? Next, the fourth point is theorem. So theorem which is related to to find the length of tangent combination. That's why theorem here. What is the statement of this theorem? Statement is let S is a circle. P is any point in the plane surface. P is any point. Look at here. P is any point on the surface. If a line passing through P and intersect this circle at A and B. If a line which is passing through P, a line which is passing through P and intersect the circle at A and B, then the power of the point P is nothing but P to A into P to B, the distance from P to A to P to B. So that is a theorem statement. The power of point P. So we know already the power of point P means the result of S11. So S11 result is nothing but PA into PB. So P to A distance into P to B distance. The distance from P to A and P to B. The product of these distance is equal to power of the point P. That is the statement. You need to prove that. Okay. Let S is equal to general equation. We know x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0. So general equation. But and consider here, let A is the point of the circle and B is also point on the circle. I can just take any one point, either A or B. So I can take A in the parallel form. A is x1 plus r cos theta and y1 plus r sin theta. So x1 plus r cos theta, y1 plus r sin theta. Otherwise you can take x plus r cos theta, y plus r sin theta also, no problem. That is x plus r cos theta and y plus r sin theta also, no problem. You can substitute in the place of point A. And P to A distance I can take as R1. P to B distance is I can take as R2. So R1 is the distance from P to A. R2 is the distance from P to B. So the distance here R1, R2. So the point is A, x1 plus r cos theta, y1 plus r sin theta is the point. So okay, the circle equation, point A is on the circle. Clear? The point A is on the circle. That's why the point can be substituted in this equation. You can get this is S is. So A means that is x1 plus r cos theta whole square plus y means that is second point y1 plus r sin theta whole square plus 2g of x1 plus r cos theta plus 2f of y1 plus r sin theta plus c is equal to 0. When we simplify this one, it's a plus b whole square formula. Again a plus b whole square formula. Just you can simplify this one. You can get this is x1 square plus r square cos square theta plus 2x1 r cos theta. For the second part, y1 plus r sin theta whole square. I can write in the down y1 square plus r square sin square theta plus 2y1 r sin theta plus 2g x1 plus 2g r cos theta plus 2f y1 plus 2f r sin theta plus c is equal to 0. So all the terms I can write in the manner for common purpose. Okay, x1 square r square cos square theta plus 2x1 r cos theta, y1 square plus r square sin square theta plus 2y1 r sin theta, 2g into x1, 2gx1 plus 2g r cos theta. In the same manner, 2f y1, that is 2f1 plus 2f r sin theta plus c. Okay, I can take an r as a subject, r as I considered in the main thing, that is r square cos theta, r square sin theta. When common is r square here, sin square theta plus cos theta 1. So this value is r square. Now here 2x1 r cos theta, 2y1 r sin theta, 2g r cos theta, 2f r sin theta, like that there. So I can take the r will be common here, r will be taken as common. So that's why plus 2 also get common, 2r of, so 2r getting common in these 4 terms, 1 2 3 4. In these 4 terms 2r getting common, either r will be common. Okay, anyone, I said no problem with it. So 2r common means this is x1 cos theta plus y1 sin theta plus g cos theta plus f sin theta. So what the remaining part? Remaining part like as x1 square plus y1 square plus 2gx1 plus 2fy1 plus c is equal to 0. So it's the equation we got. So I am just taking this is as some constant k, that rewrite that just for the notify the an equation form. That's why I am taking this as a constant, some other variable I can replace here. Have you seen once? Okay. Right. So now it is S is r square plus r of some k, 2 also getting inside, r of 2 like this. Okay, this is r into k plus x1 square plus y1 square plus 2gx1 plus 2fy1 plus c is equal to 0. So looking at this some overall without r term, it is a constant. So r square, r into k, some constant. It's like a quadratic equation. It's like a quadratic equation in terms of r. What is the general form quadratic equation? Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0 and ABC belongs to reals. So this is a condition for the quadratic equation. In the same manner here, in the place of x, here we are involving r. So r square plus r into k plus some constant. Without r term, it is a constant, taken as constant. So it's like a quadratic equation. So in this quadratic equation, having the roots are r1, r2. The roots of the equation is r1 and r2. So now the product of roots formula, product of roots, that is r1 r2 is equal to constant by leading coefficient. This is the general formula. That's why r1 into r2 is equal to constant means x1 square plus y1 square plus 2gx1 plus 2fy1 plus c by leading coefficient 1. So that's why r1 r2 means we are already defining here. r1 means the distance from p to a, r2 means distance from p to b. So r1 r2 means p to a, that is pa into pb is equal to, this is S11. In the previous we are know the notation, from the starting of the section 2 we are defining some notations. So S11 notation is, that's why PA into PB equal to S11. The power of the point S11 is equal to nothing but PA into PB. That is the theorem proof. I have seen once.